All right, hello. This is Daniel Chu, aka Chewbacca, coming back with day 3 out of 30 of rejection challenges in November. For those who are just catching up, I have 30 rejection challenges, one for each day in November. I got 6 friends to each give me 5 rejection challenges each, of varying difficulties. And the idea of this whole thing is to expose myself to the possibility of rejection, of judgment, of embarrassment, of failure, all of the associated emotions, and basically desensitize and get used to those things because there are a lot of things I think that you can do in life where you have to kind of take a risk. And one of those things for me right now, for example, is being self-employed and actually putting something that I've created out there in the world and seeing what people think. So anyway, I'm in New York City still. Today's my last day in New York City. I'm talking to myself on another street corner. And what I actually wanted to do, because there's not a whole lot of public transit in San Diego, today I was hoping to go and bother a bunch of people on the subway and ask them what they're listening to. But I have a flight not too long from now, and so I have to kind of tone it back a little bit. I'm not going to have time to do that one today, to figure out some other way to do it in San Diego. But instead, I'm going to do something probably not that difficult, honestly. I think I rated this like a 3 out of 10 on my scale. But I have a good opportunity to do it right now, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm standing outside of this restaurant called Rosemary's, and because I'm recording this with my iPhone camera, that's probably backwards as you're reading it, but seems like a kind of nice restaurant. Basically, I'm going to go in there and I'm eating a meal with my mother, and when the meal is over, I'm going to walk up to either the waitress or the hostess or someone, and I'm going to ask them if they can take me to meet the chef and maybe see how something is made. So it should be fairly simple. I'm actually not like terribly scared of this one, honestly. Like the worst they can do is say no, and like I'm not going to be super heartbroken if they do. And I don't think it's a totally unreasonable request, honestly. So it's not that out there. So this one should be easy, but we'll see what happens. Wish me luck. All right, I got some pasta, some rigatoni. Looks pretty good. Why not? I noticed your pastas are made in house.
Yeah, someone is.
And I had your rigatoni. I enjoyed it. I was wondering if it would be possible to actually watch it being made in the kitchen for a few minutes and maybe meet the chef.
Oh, the chef is not here right now.
Okay. Who's cooking food then?
I have to talk to my manager about it because they use a machine.
That would be cool to see too.
Let me just
Yeah,
talk to my manager and see
okay.
what she says.
Yeah,
because
thank you.
I cannot say.
No, I understand. Thank you, yeah. Well, so I noticed that your pastas are made in house, and I had your rigatoni. It was really good. I'm kind of learning to cook myself, and have been experimenting with making my own pasta. I was wondering if it would be possible to actually see the process, how you guys make the pasta, and maybe if the chef's around, the chef very briefly for a few minutes. Is that possible?
He's not here today.
Okay.
Or he's not here right at the moment.
Okay.
Our pastas are made in the kitchen.
Okay.
Which wouldn't be only for staff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little bit challenging that way.
Okay.
But if you want to leave me your information, you can let me see what I can do.
Okay, well, I'm only here today. Unfortunately, we're actually leaving for the airport.
Oh, you are. Sorry, yeah, nobody's making pasta right now.
Oh, okay. I see. I would love to just kind of see what it's like. I've never actually been in a real. I know it's staff only, but I'm wondering.
No, unfortunately not. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do tours downstairs.
All right. Well, it's worth asking.
No. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah, best of luck in your culinary
Well,
endeavors.
we'll see. Yeah. My pasta's definitely not that good. So.
Where's home?
San Diego.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you guys were just here for
About a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
It was good.
Yeah.
Very nice. And not our first time in New York. But,
Okay.
definitely.
Was it just an eating tour, I guess?
Well, she was here on business, and I tagged along.
Oh,
so,
it's a good city to tag along. to.
Yeah, and then we made it kind of into an eating tour.
Oh,
so why not?
it's New York. You have to. Are you still waiting on some dessert?
I think that we are okay to wrap up, actually.
Okay,
All right. Well, I just stepped out of Rosemary's at the end of asking to see the kitchen and how they make the pasta, and if, about meeting the chef. I did actually get rejected today. So took 3 days, but finally doing something actually kind of reasonable. The answer was no. Honestly, that actually went pretty much how I expected. I guess full disclosure, I've done something kind of like this before, except that I didn't actually eat at the restaurant, and so it was even weirder because I literally walked in and I asked the hostess if I could just tour their kitchen. Like, I didn't want to eat there or anything. So here I had a little bit more of an excuse. I was like, hey, I like your pasta. I see it's like homemade, and maybe I could see how that's done. The answer was no. I think even though this was an easier challenge overall, like on paper, but what I didn't expect was that, like, as I was sitting there eating lunch for a good 20 minutes, that I was thinking about how this was going to go and like how I was going to say it, or what could happen, and actually that process itself was kind of uncomfortable. And so I think maybe one of the things I learned here is that it's easiest to do these things kind of in the moment. Like, giving yourself lead time to really think about it is dangerous, especially if, like me, you're really good at overthinking scenarios and coming up with every possible way that the restaurant could spontaneously combust and everyone dies. Anyway, that was day 3. I'll be back with day 4. Thank you.